In this chapter, we have introduction, statement of the problem, significance of the study, and scope and delimitation.
Good day everyone. I would like to present to you our research paper entitled The Effects of Stress in Human Behavior in Accountancy, Business, and Management. Let me first introduce myself and my co-members. I am Ramiro Montablan and my co-members Ms. Luisa Lera E. Balboa, Mr. Axel J. A. Sunga, Mr. Alan S. Balanza Jr., Mr. Kim Justin P. Tiquillo, Ms. Daisy N. Olasiman, and Ms. Naira Maunara. Stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. According to Hull, she stated that everyone knows that stress is harmful, but not everyone knows how it can negatively impact a person's physical, mental, and behavioral health. Stress results from a number of factors and can be definitely harmful to the individual. The effect of this harm can be vary in form, degree, and content. Furthermore, everyone reacts differently to stressful situation. At some point in life, every individual experiences some degree of stress. Some individuals experience stress more often than others, and some have difficulty dealing with stress. Coping style and symptoms of stress vary from a person to person. Every one of us has surely encountered being stressed. Stress is used when we realize that something is too much to handle, especially when we encounter problems. According to Terry, she has explained that some individuals experience physical and or psychological symptoms. Students deal with stress can greatly impact their behaviors and health status. During situations that make them feel threatened or upset, their body creates a stress response. This can cause a variety of physical symptoms, change the way you behave, and you lead to experience more intense emotion. According to Racine, stress has a psychological impact that can manifest as irritability or aggression, a feeling of loss of control, insomnia, fatigue or exhaustion, sadness or tears, concentration or memory problems. Continued stress can lead to other problems such as depression, anxiety, or burnout. It can also lead to unhealthy behaviors and addiction. According to Zhang, stress leads to behavioral inhibition. Stress can also modify someone's behavior. It often affects our social lives when undergoing high-level or persistent stress. Individuals frequently retract from social interaction and tend to be irritable and hostile. This study will look at how stress affects the student behavior and how they manage and cope from their stressful situation. This research will investigate the effect of stress on human behavior, conducting surveys of students who have experienced the changes in their behavior because of stress may lead us to comprehend and acquire the information needed for this. Statement of the problem. The objective of this research is to know the effect of stress on students' behavior of Maribeles National High School, Kamaya Campus. The researchers will gather information in order to answer the following question. 1. What are the behavioral signs of stress? What are the factors contributing to the stress of students? How does stress affect student behavior? How does stress positively or negatively affect student behavior? How can students manage their stress?
Significance of the study. This research aims to find out the effects of stress on human behavior, particularly on students. On stress can affect them in terms of health, emotions, and behavior. This study aims to give possible solutions to the stress that students are encountering by knowing its signs and cause of stress. To the students, this study will be a source of guidance and information for them to be aware of stress they're dealing with. Also, this can help them on how to manage and cope to their stress. To the teachers, these studies will also serve as their awareness that their students may experiencing stress in their daily life. And as their second parents, these studies will be a guide to them on how to help their students minimize having stress on how to avoid factors that contribute to it. To the parents, these studies will help parents on how to guide their children, also for them to be more aware and look after their children who are facing stress in school or in their home. Scope and delimitation. This research will focus on the effects of stress on human behavior, particularly on grade 11 ABM A to C students of Maribeles National High School, Kamaya Campus. Researchers choose students respondents for these investigations as they are the ones who perceives and suffers from the effects of stress. The studies will be conducted in Maribeles National High School, Kamaya Campus. Each of the respondents will be given a questionnaire to answer through data that will be gathered and analyzed. Researchers will know the effects of stress on human behavior, particularly on students.
Hi, my name is Naira Maunala. This is Chapter 2. This research is supported by the cognitive theory about the influence of the behavior and action and personal environmental factors on each other. According to the highest in the Davis in 2022, the cognitive theory asserts that the way the people behave is the product of the information they gather externally and the way they interpret the information internally. Moreover, cognitive theory attempts to explain human behavior by studying the mental process involved when trying to learn and understand individuals' behavior can be affected behavior during the surrounding event. The environment can be the basis of the person way of the thinking action. In this way, the researchers will understand the consequence of stress to human behavior as well as the access cause on the most affects student behavior. This is question. An individual's behavior can be affected by surrounding events. Emotional state. A person's emotional state can influence in action and behavior. If there are events in his life that cause the stress or difficulty, it can show in his interaction with other people. He may be more irritable or noisier because of his inner tumor.
Asiman, my presentation is conceptual framework. 1. I3 question is 1. Some students may respond to stress by becoming overwhelmed, anxious, or even depressed. Might find it difficult to focus on their studies, feel less confident in their abilities, and may have trouble in my sleeping or eating properly. Number 2 is factor of stress and information about stressors. An academic pressure example me, project homework and deadlines can be stressful for a student. Number 2 is work pressure high, workload meeting deadlines, long working hours and conflict. Number 3 is last question is number 3. Student personal experience and behavior towards stress. Okay, parents would also, for example, are ordered to do something about schoolwork, and then you are ordered to do the laundry, watch over, you can get stressed. They have to do something about schoolwork, and then you are ordered to do the laundry, watch over, you can get stressed. This research conceptual model shows the investigation input, process, and output. The information included in the input tables the student perspective toward the stress, the factors of stress, information about stressors, and the personal experience behavior of the student towards stress. It's all stress, especially I'm also ABM. I'm stressed about my grade.
Hi, my name is Dr. J. Isunga, and I will be discussing review-related literature of our topic. Stress is a perception of emotional or a physical tension, and there are a number of incidents in a person's life that leads negative emotion like anger, frustration, nervousness that further develop the stress of an individual. Stress is a body reaction to challenge or demand. It can be positive at times, however, prolonged stress can lead to severe health conditions. According to the Jane and Singhai in 2018, stress is considered as a negative behavioral psychological process that takes place when a person who tries to adapt and compromise with stressors. And according to the Bernstein in 2008, stressors are circumstances that disrupt or threaten to disrupt individual daily functioning that cause to make adjustment. According to the Brittany in 2013 in his study, measured that the academic stressor experienced by the student at the university. The result of the analysis showed that the unreasonable academic overload is not enough to study due to the vast course content being covered by high family expectation and low motivation levels. Are some reason for stress? Fear of failure is also prime reason for stress that there was no significant difference found among students from different specialization. According to the Busari in 2012, he found that the stress was leading depression among the secondary school students linking affected on academic achievement, introducing preventive measures and teaching life skills and another therapeutic techniques and should be taken not seriously considered as a prolonged stress can lead to physical emotional disorder. Further, resulting in anxiety, depression, it is important to channel your to relieve your anxiety. According to the McCain in 2000, they believe that the stressor is not source for the anxiety, tension, or depression rather than the synergy between the stressor and the person approach and the attitude to this stressor created stress. And according to the Kannenberg in 2013, they concluded that the stress is definitely impact of the academic performance in the negative way though no gender. There was difference was evident that the between of junior and senior students stress for sure affects the ability to study efficiently and managing at time. The study regularly important to help reduce the academic pressure and it helps fulfill their goals. Dimitrov, in 2017, in his study, he claims that stress is addressed to ensure that the student give utmost importance to their welfare, food, exercise, work, recreation of some areas focus on. And according to Sharma, in 2016, in their study, she stated that the cause of the various methods of to the curb stress, doing some physical exercises on their daily basis can address the concern of stress and one can also adapt to the various time management tools and get involved the leisure activities which can benefit the student. Synthesis. Academic pressure it has increased in recent years with examinations, assignment, and plenty of other activities that a student must manage. Also the teachers and the parents place is a lot of pressure on the student to get good grades. This expectation causes the student to thrive tirelessly, resulting in increased stress, heavily academic responsibilities, and against the time that against the time to meet the another deadline can be stressful, compelling the drive to the achieve in the study, which frequently abuse and affects the morale and is one of the leading causes of stress, failures. Though stress is often considered as a negative, there is also positive. And the right kind of stress is sharpen our intellect and reflexes, which is in a memory enhancement. Mild stress is always it can assist in handling a daily problems and motivating students to achieve their goals. And that's it. And that's our review related literature of our topic.
Methodology. This chapter describes the methods of process that researchers are using to solve the main issue defined in this study. Each particular included the research design, research method, respondent description, and study equipment. Research method. The researcher performed the equality methodology and to define how stress affected the study behavior. It enabled researchers to understand human behavior on deep level by studying underlying reason, option, and perspectives. It involves in asking participants about their experience of things that happen in their lives. Things research method is probability beneficial for greater in-depth information and creating new concepts. Research design. Phenomenology was used by researchers was a qualitative research design for a study. In a phenomenological study, researcher use a combination of method chunks of conduction interview to understand the participants' view problem. Being examined, researcher reply the participant on representative view and experiencing approach will complete the own research on focus understand experience of one's own stand.
Description of respondents. The participants of this study are the students from grade 11 ABM, strands of MNHS Kamaya campus. These participants are consisting of 155 students from section A to C. They will aid the proponents since they have the necessary information and experience to address the questions. Their viewpoint will be valuable for the research project. Research instrument of the study. An online questionnaire with open-ended option through Google Forms was used by the researchers to collect authentic and relevant data from respondents. Clear instructions were given to the respondents regarding completion of specific items throughout the questionnaire. The gathered data will be beneficial to research in understanding the effect of stress on human behavior. That's the end of our chapter. Thank you.
So that's it. That's the end of our topic, the effect of stress in human behavior of accountancy, business, and management students. And this is the researchers and some our references. Thank you so much for watching.